Top of the morning to all of you. So let's do here a spreadsheet. First thing we're going to do is we're going to name the spreadsheet. So we'll go here. We're going to name it budget. Okay. Now this all works best if you do it on a computer opposed to your iPad. But you can also do it on the iPad. Just takes a little bit, right? So I put budget in. Now, let's look at this here. This is a cell. It's called a cell, right? It's called A1 because that's where it is. If I click here, I'm in C3. That's how we refer to them. Okay, so in A1, I'm going to say income, right? And I'm going to put income in A1, right? You can bold it, you can format if you like. I click over here, I hit bold, I hit underline, right? Where's my underline? I don't even know where that is. But anyway, I bolded it. Now I come down here and I would write something like salary, right? We do that. Then I go below, I write other. Okay. Right. And then in this column, I'm going to do the amounts. Okay, so I'm going to do other since we know what it is. So I'm going to click here and put in the $1,500 in B3 for other, right? So now I have B3, but if you notice, it's just a number, right? It doesn't look like money. If I go up here and I click on that, it'll look like that. Now, let's undo that for a second. So now if I click on B instead and do this, all of B will come up as currency. Okay, all of B will come up as currency. And then here I will do total income, right? So this is my total income each month. All right, and there I click there. Okay, and then here, now this is important stuff to watch. I'm going to go over to the right-hand corner here where it says functions. I'm going to click on it. It's going to say sum, and I'm going to click on sum. And then this formula will go here, and then I will do this. I'll click here and here, and that says B2 colon B3. What that means is it's going to add B2 and everything between B2 and B3. In this case, there's only the one. But if that said B2 colon B24, everything between those would be added. You'll see that in a second. I hit enter and it's 1,500, right? The reason we do that is because, look, I'm going to put in that my salary is $6,000 a month, right? When I click on that, and then look what happens is the 7,500 in B4, the 1,500 became 6,500, right? So by doing a formula in that, it adds. Now you're going to get points taken off if you don't use the formulas, right? And then down here, we're going to do expenses, right? And I'm going to space 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to say fixed expenses. I'm going to go down a couple. You're going to figure out what you need. I'm going to go down to A10, and I'm going to say variable. Okay. And what do I mean? Oops, screwed that up. So what I'll do here is I'll click back. I can go up here where it is, put my mouse there, go to the front, then go 1, 2, 3. You see that it moved. Then I hit enter, okay? So what do I mean? Fixed is something that's going to be the same every month, right? What do I have? Rent will be the same every month, okay? And then we do variable, which will be groceries and all those other fun things. Okay, did I spell that right? I did. All right, so we're going to do that. Now here's the thing. I want this box to be a little bit bigger maybe. So if I go between A and B, now watch, I got a hand, then I got 2 arrows, right? So if I go there, it's a pointy finger. If I go between A and B, I get 2 arrows, I click, and I stretch it out. Right, so this column is bigger. I can go between B and C and do that. If I want to do B and C, I can do here. And then when you move, it moves both of them to the same size. Okay, let's make them a little smaller. We're not going to have a lot. Okay, so we're going to put our income here. We're going to put our expenses here. Okay, so I'll go down to rent 3, and I'm going to say rent is $1,800. Whoops. So I'm going to go 1800. Right, again, it's a number 1, so I'm going to make this the column. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to hit 1800. All right, so there, and then you're going to fill in. Now, I just put rent. You're going to have more than that, right? I'm just filling this in, giving you a quick example how to do this. Now, you're going to go to the bottom here, and you're going to say total expenses, right? Again, you're going to have to wait till you do your page so you know where it is, but you're going to do total expenses. You hit enter, and we know expenses are in the C column. So we're going to click here. We're going to go back to the sum button, click on sum, and then I'm going to highlight here all the way up, right? I'll go up here because, well, I'll go right to expenses. And then that's C6 through C9. Okay, the colon means through. I hit enter, and then the 1800 goes down. Now here's why we do that. We had something here that's $45, right? We hit enter. Then that comes up. All right, so I want formulas there. Then what we need to do here is we want to do deficit surplus. Deficit or surplus. Okay, give me a second to type. All right, now what does that mean? That means I'm going to go here and I'm going to do sum. And I'm going to click on sum. First, I'm going to scroll up for a second and look. Total income is B4, right? Good. So I'm going to hit sum. And I'm going to say B4 minus C20. Okay. So I'm taking my income and I'm minusing my expenses. And that is my number. It's a positive number because there's more income than there is expenses. So that is a deficit. Right? Excuse me, that's a surplus. Now, let's say I went here. Let me just throw something in groceries. Get you guys all mad. We're going to spend 10 grand a month in groceries, right? You see it formatted it for us very nicely. Now this is negative. If negative, you're going to click on it. You're going to go up to here where it says text color. You're going to make it red. Okay? If there's a deficit, I want it to be red. All right, that's setting up this page. Now what I want to do is I want to click here on sheet 1, and I'm going to change it to budget. You know what? I'm going to change that. We're going to call it month. This we're going to call month 1. Right? I'm going to hit enter. So now that's month 1. When you want to do, so now first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add another sheet. This sheet I'm going to call rent. Okay? I'm going to hit rent. And now this one's rent. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit insert. And I'm going to say insert an image. Right? Now, this is important. Insert image in cells or over cells. We go with over cells. Right? I don't know what I have in my Google. What do we have? Great. We'll click on this. I'll hit insert and you'll see what happens. Boom. That's your ad for rent, right? I see that. I go, okay, great. Now the next item up here is car payment, let's say. Well, let's say insurance. I click here for insurance, right? Type it in here. I hit enter, all right? And then I go to insert again, and I'll go insert, and I go to image, over cells. I go to my Google Drive, right? click on, let's click on me. Beautiful portrait done by one of my students from way back when, right? And there we have that image. That would be the ad proving the insurance. So along the bottom down here, it's the plus sign, by the way, that opened all that. Along the bottom, we're going to have everything that's in here in this column. So you notice I went with rent. Then insurance would be next. These things will go in the order, right? The tabs on the bottom will go in the order of the items in the A column. All right? And then we hit enter. Okay, so let's leave it there. We named it, we had this, we did the inserts. If you want to make it look a little cleaner, you can highlight everything and then go over here to the borders, and I click on this border, and then it gives me a nice little line through there. It makes it a little cleaner if you like. All right, so that's how you will do your budget sheet. All right, so for any of you guys now that have those ads, you can start to put those things in here. Okay, all right, this was wonderful. Cheerio.